into a steamy novel, and the male lead fears me to his core. This novel's plot is quite intense, bordering on blood-curdling. The male lead is a total pervert. Just because I saved his life, he fell madly in love with me, obsessed over me, possessed me, and eventually imprisoned me in his basement, forcing me into eternal submission. I was determined to strangle his twisted love with my own hands. When he finally found me, I had a messy, permed, ramen hairstyle, dressed in garish, flowery clothes, emerging from the town square, and spoke with the booming voice of a rich, commanding auntie. "Oh, little Kevin, isn't it? It's your sister Lily. Don't be shy, dear. Come, let's sit down and chat for a bit. How old are you? Do you have a special someone yet? Sister Lily can introduce you to someone." "Lily, why have you become like this?" "What did you just call me?" "Lily," I chuckled. "Little Kevin, that's not very polite, is it? I'm 2 years older than you should call me Sister Lily. If you don't learn some manners in this society, you'll get punched sooner or later." Kevin was speechless. His face remained calm, but I knew his inner world was probably shattering. My name is Lily, and I'm currently stuck in this novel. Kevin is the male lead, the one who wants to race me. Luckily, this is just the prelude. He's been searching for me, his White Moonlight savior, for 3 agonizing years, and he's only just found me. But now, I've transformed into a ramen-haired auntie at the head of the neighborhood association. "Lily, why are you here?" Kevin's eyes were filled with disbelief. "Are you struggling financially? Can't find a job? Do you need a meal? You can play the piano, you can dance. How did you end up like this?" I gave a cold laugh. "Playing the piano? That's just so he can pin me against it later and do things. Dancing? That's so when he tries to do things with me, I can pull off more challenging moves. What the hell do I need these skills for?" "Oh, Kevin, those are the wrong words. In this neighborhood, even though I'm not officially employed, I serve the people anytime, anywhere, don't I? Besides, I still dance. I'm currently the best dancer in this town square, leading the neighbors in our 8-set diamond qigong exercises every day before 5 a.m. You young people, with all your pressure, staying up late, not exercising enough. You should come here often and train with us." Even though I still had the female lead's stunning looks, combined with my indistinguishable regional accent and crude demeanor, I had successfully made Kevin deeply question his life choices. Yet, he still didn't give up. "It seems you haven't been living well these past few years. It's my fault for arriving late. That year, I was at my poorest and you saved me. Now, I will repay that kindness. Quit this job and become my secretary." "What? I saved your life and you're asking me to be your secretary? Can't you pay me back with something more practical?" I rubbed my hands together. Kevin cleared his throat twice, his face reddening as he turned away. "This is to give you an opportunity to hone your skills." "Ha, so according to you, I should be thanking you? Honestly, I don't even know who saved whom anymore. How much money? What are the benefits? Will I have to work overtime? I saved your life, don't you dare try to trick me." Kevin glared at me. I would never bully you, of all people. According to the original plot, after 3 years, he really did make me his secretary, keeping me close day and night. Even after my drastic transformation, he could still follow the storyline. What a twisted individual. Before leaving, Kevin looked like he wanted to say more but held back. He instructed me, "Go change your clothes. Our company is a big company. What you're wearing isn't suitable." Got it. Do you think Sister Lily can't even understand something as simple as that? I decided to go to the hair salon and enhance my beauty with a set of bright purple false eyelashes. These lashes successfully made me look nearly 10 years older. I swear, with this look, not a single romantic plotline could possibly unfold around me, unless someone had incredibly unique taste and found me compatible. On my first day at the company, I overheard rumors about myself in the elevator. "I heard the new CEO has a new secretary. Male or female? Do you even have to ask if it's male or female? It's CEO Kevin's White Moonlight he's been searching for 3 years. Oh, what a scary thing, dreams coming true. She probably won't last long. You know Secretary Hannah's personality. These clingy types don't know how to do anything. Best to get rid of her soon. She's already wormed her way into the CEO's bed, and now she wants to show off at the company. Really?" I coughed twice, asterisk ahem, ahem. Some people's tongues don't need to be so long. So young, yet they gossip left and right, thinking no one hears. then they wonder why they get into trouble. The two overheard and looked at me, discovering my appearance was that of a formidable, dignified middle-aged woman with an imposing aura. They quickly whispered to each other and left. The look of a middle-aged woman isn't bad at all. Nobody bothers you outside, and you can point fingers at anyone you want. I approached the CEO's office and heard someone lecturing inside. We have a new colleague starting today. Brighten up. Don't let people think our company is undisciplined. Who was speaking? None other than the vicious female antagonist of this novel, Secretary Hannah. She was deeply in love with Kevin and thus harbored a fierce hatred for me, her love rival. Every day, she'd make me work overtime, scrutinizing my reports for any fault. Worse, she'd deliberately conceal project information, causing me to misquote prices and incur huge losses. I'd go to Kevin and he would just say, "You're my person, I'll help you resolve it." From then on, my life became easier. The more Hannah envied me, the more she pushed me into Kevin's arms. Of course, this time, I wouldn't let things unfold that way again. When I stepped into the office, Hannah looked at me for a moment, then asked, "Who are you looking for?" I calmly slung my bag and sat down. "You're in charge here, aren't you?" "Yes, who are you?" "I'm new. Didn't little Kevin tell you anything?" I looked around, then pointed a finger at a desk. "Why haven't you prepared a seat for me, your new colleague?" Hannah was surprised. She had expected a naive young girl, but instead I was a powerful middle-aged woman. She looked at me several times, but I maintained my calm demeanor. I was wearing a reddish-brown fur coat, a leather skirt, and a pair of black high-heeled leather boots. The most distinctive feature was the dark blue silk scarf wrapped around my neck. Although I was only 26, my style made me look much older and more sophisticated. Hannah gave an awkward laugh. "Sorry, things are a bit hectic. Let me prepare your seat." "Ma," I replied, my expression unchanged. She quickly brewed some tea for me. "Please have some tea." CEO Kevin instructed us to give a warm welcome to any new arrivals. "Are you an elder relative of CEO Kevin?" I slowly sipped my tea and replied, "Just call me Sister Lily. Little Kevin and I have a bit of a family connection. I grew up with him. Yesterday, he came to me, complaining that his secretary wasn't helping him and was causing trouble, so he asked me to come here and lend a hand." Hannah quickly said, "Then, please guide me in the future, Sister Lily. If there's anything I'm not doing well, please tell me directly." "This girl has such a sweet tongue, doesn't she?" I smiled faintly. "What's your name, Hannah? How old are you? Do you have a boyfriend? Want me to put in a good word for you?" Hannah awkwardly bowed her head. Kevin asked me, "Is work going well?" I replied that everything was smooth. I'd only been in the new position for one morning and no one paid me any mind. I was free to do as I pleased. Kevin said, "Let's have dinner together after work. The address is Wood Statue Restaurant." I glanced through the comments from colleagues about the romantic dinner at the restaurant, and my mood became a little indescribable. I turned to look at Hannah. That evening, the three of us sat at the same table. Kevin and Hannah sat opposite each other, and I sat between them. Kevin's face darkened slightly. "Lily, why are you here?" "I am little Hannah's boss. I just arrived and invited her to dinner. I might trouble her more in the future." I poured wine for Hannah. "She voluntarily came with me. There's no need to interfere. Let's just eat." Hannah quickly said, No need, Sister Lily. I can do it myself." Then she flashed an ingratiating smile. I asked a question. "How long have you two known each other?" I asked. Hannah shyly looked at Kevin, then replied, "Almost 3 years." "So, one is the CEO and the other is the secretary. Knowing each other for so long, you must understand each other very well, huh?" Kevin stood up, adjusted his suit, and raised his glass. I shook my head and just said, "Immediate family, immediate status." I looked into Hannah's eyes. She seemed to be trying to decipher what I meant. Kevin, in a fit of rage, asked me, "Is it you I'm looking for? Why did you drag her out here? Yelling so loudly in front of so many people, aren't you ashamed?" I firmly grabbed Kevin's hand and pulled him to a corner. "What do I mean? Aren't I doing this for your own good? You're getting older. People say you should stabilize your career before getting married. You don't have a wife or children. What are you making so much money for? Little Hannah graduated from a top university and she's beautiful. You've known each other for so many years. Why don't you try to take it a step further? See. Who do you think I want to marry?" Kevin looked at me furiously. My heart skipped a beat, and I quickly changed the subject, trying to appear calm. Just say who you want to marry. Tell me directly, Sister Lily will help you make it happen. Kevin looked at me with deep, gloomy eyes. Just as he was about to speak, I quickly raised my hand, signaling that I wanted to leave. Oh, well, I'll go first. I need to pick up my child. You two can take your time chatting. Kevin immediately gripped my hand tightly. Child? What child? My daughter. She's studying in my hometown, I replied, trying to maintain a calm expression. Kevin's eyes widened and his expression changed rapidly. You have a child? You're married. Yes, that's right, I calmly said. Getting married early is common here. I gave a faint smile and pulled my handbag up. Kevin's face turned pale. Who is your husband? A car mechanic from outside the city, I replied coldly. Kevin wouldn't give up. Lily, divorce him immediately. Divorce what? I don't even have a marriage certificate. We just had a small party. Strictly speaking, we're living together without registration. Don't go looking for trouble with my brother-in-law. I'm a woman who values freedom. He wanted me to stay home and raise kids. I disagreed, so I left. I brushed Kevin's hand away. Go on, go. Kevin stood there in the gentle breeze, his entire body slumped as if he had lost all strength. I walked quite a distance, then couldn't help but burst out laughing. I truly found myself ingenious with this charade of being an ordinary woman, married with a child, living a simple, cozy life like everyone else. My pretense, designed to make people believe me, turned out to be a highly effective move, easily trapping others in my schemes. But in the end, I felt I had underestimated Kevin. He didn't avoid me because I was married. On the contrary, he became even more frantically devoted to pursuing me. At the company, he showered me with all kinds of favors, from inviting me for bubble tea to asking me out for meals. He even appeared in the CEO's office more often than he did at the board meetings. Our relationship gradually became ambiguous and unclear. In this story, it was precisely his agonizing and desperate pursuit that made Hannah hate me, and colleagues also began to look down on me. As a newcomer, I was already facing ostracization at work. As I was wondering how long this situation would last, one day I found a gift on my desk, a stunning navy blue outfit. Everyone looked at me with strange eyes. I quickly asked, "Who brought this?" A girl in the company replied, "The CEO just returned from his business trip. He personally left it on your desk, Sister Lily." I don't know who sent it, I asked again. Everyone started looking at each other, their eyes seeming to say, "She's still asking?" It must be from the matron, they know each other. I spoke without hesitation, then rushed over and started touching the gift. "Sister Lily, if it's from the matron, why are you doing that?" The girl was stunned. "Nonsense. This gift is just some small trinkets anyway, not very valuable. Maybe worth a few hundred. The matron isn't back yet. I'll just keep this, save her from using unnecessary expensive makeup." I said this with incredible audacity, then secretly took the gift. My colleagues around me stood dumbfounded, unable to believe their eyes. They had never met anyone so brazen and shameless. Just then, Hannah and Kevin entered the office together and saw me secretly clutching a pile of makeup. Hannah paused, then asked, "Sister Lily, what are you doing?" I quickly pretended to be caught red-handed, my voice unnaturally stammering, "HMPH, HMPH. I was just seeing that CEO Kevin gave you so much makeup, so I just took a little to try. You have so many things anyway, you won't miss these small items. You're older, so let me try them out, okay?" At that moment, Hannah didn't know what to say and just silently looked at Kevin. Kevin's face darkened, and he angrily gritted his teeth, saying, "This was for her." I pretended to be embarrassed, but secretly rejoiced, laughing happily. "Oh, is that so? Why didn't you say so earlier?" Then I hugged everything to my chest, my eyes crinkling in a delighted smile. After that incident, I turned to Hannah and said, "Little Hannah, I'm so sorry. This was definitely a gift from CEO Kevin to you. I was just afraid it would be inconvenient to refuse, so I said that." Hannah replied with a gentle expression, "Oh, I know. Then, could I share some with you?" No need, Sister Lily. You keep it, it's fine." Regarding work, the rumors about Kevin's and my relationship in the office gradually dissipated. In the end, I was seen as a greedy, shameless person who stole other people's belongings. Even though Kevin seemed displeased, he couldn't possibly fall in love with me. Despite his frequent visits to the office clearly being for Hannah, she still believed that the makeup kit was a gift from Kevin to her. Kevin seemed unwilling to give up, yet he still deliberately concealed important information, causing me to misquote prices and incur significant losses. When he sat before me, his expression cold and thoughtful, Kevin gravely asked, "Do you know about the person who caused such huge losses to the company?" I pursed my lips. "I don't see such huge losses. He probably wants to push the blame onto me, right?" Just then, Hannah pushed open the door, her face pale. "I'm sorry, CEO Kevin, this report was my doing." Kevin looked at her for a moment, then asked, "It wasn't her." I quickly interjected. "Hannah is new and hasn't fully understood many things yet." Hannah always had to do everything. She didn't dare let me do any work. Not to mention, she wanted to protect me, doing everything for me for personal reasons. Professionally, she was the department head, but personally, she wanted to show her loyalty to Kevin. At this moment, I felt a touch of pity and spoke up. "Kevin, you're not short a few $100 million. Little Hannah has followed you for so long. Even if she hasn't made contributions, she's put in hard work. You don't need to be so harsh on her." Hannah's eyes filled with tears when she heard that. I couldn't help but exclaim, "Look, he made her cry. How can such a grown man easily bully a woman like this?" I lovingly helped Hannah sit down. She wiped her tears. "Thank you, Auntie." I patted my chest, sighing, "What a good girl." "Anyway, what's done is done. If a report needs to be filed, then file it. Little Hannah's mistake was because of me. I will take responsibility for her." Kevin was so angry he looked like he was about to explode, but when he heard me say I wanted to resign, he became flustered and agitated. "No, you can't leave. Little Hannah can't leave either," Kevin said. He was so furious he looked like he wanted to spew fire, but he could only silently smoke. I patted Hannah's hand. "Little Hannah, be more serious about your work from now on. Don't make such mistakes again. Don't make things difficult for CEO Kevin." She was still crying like rain. I felt as if I had just saved a pitiful creature. "I know, thank you, Auntie." Look, she's thanking me again? Kevin wasn't playing any office games either. The whole day was gloomy, just like his inner mood. That evening, when I returned home, he was drenched, standing at my door, knocking. I was walking nearby, Sister Lily. "Can I come in?" This dog of a man was playing psychological games with me again. I couldn't stay tough, I had to soften up. According to the original plot, after he forcefully made love to me in the office, I cried and ran away. He then appeared, soaking wet, at my door with a pitiful expression. Once inside, he stripped off his clothes, walking around the room bare-shouldered, showing off his alluring physique. What followed was a scene like dry kindling meeting fire, rolling from the kitchen to the bedroom. That shameless man left the door open, our sounds echoing down the hallway, forcing neighbors to cover their ears. Just then, the landlord arrived, assumed I was an easy woman, and evicted me on the spot. Having nowhere else to go, I had no choice but to take refuge in his villa. From then on, he had free rein to boss me around. Recalling those scenes, I just wanted to grab a knife and chop him into little pieces to vent my anger. HMPH, if you deliver yourself to my door, Sister Lily won't be polite. Kevin, fresh from a shower, was indeed only wearing briefs, revealing his firm chest muscles and sculpted 8-pack abs. He brazenly opened my closet. "Sister Lily, don't you have anything for me to wear?" "If you don't wear anything, just stay naked." I shuffled over in my slippers, pointed to the sofa, and lay down. Kevin was alluring and casual, the corner of his lips curling into a suggestive smirk. "Didn't you always want to set me up with Hannah? How is it that I've only been home for a bit, and you won't even let me wear clothes?" I sat down firmly, crossing my arms, and looked at him. "Kid, your physique isn't bad, but your kidneys look a bit weak. How can you not cherish yourself? Let Sister Lily give you a massage." Kevin's eyes lit up. "How do you plan to massage?" I raised a fascia gun. Kevin's face immediately changed color. A fascia gun is a muscle relaxation tool used in gyms. Hitting the muscles with it would be extremely painful, enough to make even tough men cry. A moment later, only Kevin's agonizing groans echoed in the room. Some familiar aunties pushed the door open. "What's that kid doing?" I was still in my slippers, holding the gun, powerfully gliding it over Kevin's chest. "Just a massage. Do you all want to come in and watch?" "No, no need." Kevin was terrified, but it was too late. A group of aunties carrying food saw the scene. How could they pass it up? They immediately swarmed in, pointing and chattering. "Oh, this kid is really something. Big and firm," I calmly said, sucking on a lollipop. "Touch the left side, and again, touch the right side. Does it feel a bit softer?" The aunties, bursting with interest, groped around. Yes, yes. Kevin was so embarrassed he could only cover his face. No need for that. But with each strike of my gun, he couldn't help but let out awkward yelps. At this moment, the landlord pushed the door open. What are you all doing? Massaging, it's very effective, the aunties quickly replied. Really? This kid has such skills. I decisively smacked Kevin hard on the back. Auntie, if you have any back pain or aches, just tell me. I can do deep tissue physical therapy. Amidst Kevin's groans, I quickly established a cooperative relationship with the landlord. From then on, she became my first client, and my rent was permanently reduced by 20%. Consider yourself amazing, Sister Lily. Kevin, eyes red, pushed the door open and stormed out, throwing back, Damn it, you didn't even pay me, I'm a professional. But he had to admit that at this moment, he truly felt comfortable. Kevin really didn't have it easy. In his attempt to push me into a difficult situation, he ended up harming the old man. One day, I went downstairs and saw an old man sitting among the neighbors, loudly complaining. When he saw me approach, he immediately stood up. It's her, she's an unfilial daughter. My heart suddenly felt heavy. Kevin truly wouldn't give up on me. To make me fall into the old man's trap, he didn't hesitate to do anything. In my family, I was the sole provider. My father was a gambling addict, which shattered our family. I had to leave home and move into a small house. Not only that, I had to drop out of school, working and studying to make a living. Later, I secretly saved some money and ran away. Although the original host was timid, she made the right decision when confronting her gambling addict father. It was just unfortunate that Kevin, for his personal gain, revealed my address to my gambling addict father, causing me to be constantly scammed out of money and fall into dire straits, ultimately becoming his tool. I raised you all your life and now you're tough, aren't you? You want to support me, huh? He said it as if he had a right to. I've always been supporting you, old man. I feigned a surprised look. Nonsense, miss, do you think I don't know what you're doing running off to this place? The surrounding neighbors heard him and started pointing and gossiping. What are you looking at? An old man asking his daughter for money, what's wrong with that? He said loudly. Right. I quickly went up to support him. My father isn't well, everyone. Please lend a hand. He was stunned. What illness do I have? Oh, Dad, you're always in the hospital. I don't know why you're out today, I said with a confused expression, explaining to everyone. It was only then that everyone realized, so he's sick. The old man was furious. I'm not sick at all. What nonsense are you talking about? Give me money now. So I can give you money for you to go play cards again, right? I gave him a look, then chose a few strong neighbors and asked them to come with me. My father is out like this now. The hospital must be worried. Gentlemen, please help take him back. I'm not sick. Where do you want to take me? He panicked. To your favorite casino, of course. I had the neighbors lead him into a rehabilitation center, having already contacted security, who were ready to surround him. The old man screamed, Lily, you betrayed me. I'm your father. That's right, you are my father, but you're a gambling addict, and there's nothing good about that. I handed a prepared sum of 20,000 yuan to a middle-aged man in a white lab coat. First, let's give him a round of treatment. Hopefully, from now on, he'll feel sick just looking at playing cards. Dr. Yang took the money, adjusted his glasses, and said, Then, please sign here. I will start his treatment. Without another word, I immediately signed the documents. Murder, oh, you conniving woman, how dare you imprison me? I approached the old man, rubbing my eyes and speaking sorrowfully. Dad, I'm your daughter. How could I harm you? Gambling addiction is an illness, it needs treatment. Miss, you're still not easily swayed. The older men patted me, comforting me. What can we do about a father like this? That evening, I returned to the company. Kevin was sitting in my chair, the smell of cigarette smoke still lingering. Where did you go, Sister Lily? I heard you took the afternoon off. Was something wrong? My father came tonight, I said calmly, pulling up a chair and sitting down. Oh, you probably know already. My father is a gambling addict. He came to demand money from me. Yes, that's right. How much? 20,000 yuan asterisk. Kevin paused, his eyes widening slightly. 20,000. I've already taken him to a rehabilitation center. Each session costs 20,000. Kevin sat in silence for a while in the darkness. Gambling addicts are so hard to save. Once they're hooked, it's very difficult to get out. My father once wanted to sell me for gambling money. That's why I had to run away. If he dares to find me again, I'll be filial, of course, by sending him to a rehabilitation center. Kevin subtly frowned. I knew my father was the person he had sought out. He wanted to use my father to break me down and turn me into his puppet. But now, he understood. I was not something he could manipulate. I wished I could send him to a rehabilitation center too. 20,000 asterisk yuan per session, Sister Lily. How many sessions are you preparing for? Is the money enough? Why are you planning to add to my salary? My house just happens to be short a nanny. Would you like to try? You can work during the day and help me clean the house at night. I'm very tired. I can pay you 20,000 asterisk yuan a month. All right, who doesn't like money? I'm dying of laughter. Kevin was always trying to trick me into living with him so he could do whatever he wanted. Sure enough, that night he got completely drunk and lunged at me. Another bedroom scene like always. The male lead drunk used alcohol to break down all moral barriers. Everything became hazy and intoxicating. I was not like that. I grabbed my self-defense taser, pushed him away, and zapped him once. He convulsed and fell to the ground. I immediately turned on the lights, pretending to know nothing. What are you doing in my room? Kevin trembled, his mouth stammering, unable to speak. I quickly took him to the hospital. Why do you have something like this? When he woke up, his first question was to challenge me. That's a taser my husband bought for me for self-defense. So what if it caused trouble? We're used to such foolish questions. Little Kevin, your question isn't right. What's the big deal? It's just a shock. It can't cause major problems. If I hadn't stopped you yesterday, you would have been the one in the wrong. Think about it, if I hadn't met you yesterday but someone else, wouldn't they have sued you for sexual assault? If it were my brother-in-law, he wouldn't just tase you, he'd break your leg too. Kevin stiffened after hearing that. He had originally intended to use alcohol to take advantage of me, but he never expected that I would resist and teach him a lesson. He just sat there, smoking, at a loss for what to do. I told him, you should rest, you're still in the hospital. Suddenly, he grabbed my hand. Lily, I like you. The confession came too unexpectedly. I stood stunned. I don't believe you haven't realized it. He looked at me intently. I thought the electroshock might cut off all ties between us. I never expected him to force himself to confess his feelings like this. I rubbed my hands on my clothes and said, your confession is too sudden. From the day I was adopted by the Kevin family, I swore I wouldn't marry anyone but you. For the past 3 years, I've always thought of you. Little Kevin, you're a good person, but you know what? We're doing something wrong. It's fine, Kevin said resolutely. As long as I can be with you, whether we have a proper title or not doesn't matter. I think he really has a problem. I thought for a moment. If I rejected him, who knows what he would do next? It might even be dangerous. Better to find a solution slowly. Let's part ways for a while. You don't understand me well right now, so how can you so easily entice me? I'll be your nanny for this period. You can prove yourself, and then I'll decide whether to continue or not. Kevin nodded. I will prove it with practical actions. I will be even better than your brother-in-law. Returning from the hospital, I saw Hannah, her eyes red-rimmed. She began to lament. The matriarch came to see me today. I suddenly remembered that Kevin had a mother like that. Years ago, she was flirtatious, making old Mr. Kevin doubt that Kevin was his son, which led him to start pushing Kevin out of the family. Kevin had hidden at my place for a while, waiting for his father to pass away to inherit the family fortune. But that mother still wouldn't give up, doing everything to cause trouble. Hannah, the matriarch, offered me 1 million asterisk yuan to leave Kevin. I refused, she said, lowering her head, her eyes sad. I don't know what she'll do to punish me later. My eyes lit up when I heard that. 1 million, why didn't she come to me? I'm the closest to Kevin. An idea sparked in my mind. I held Hannah's hand. It's all right, little one, don't worry. You were right to refuse 1 million. Sister Lily will show you how to stay with little Kevin. He's been quite miserable lately and definitely needs your help. I see it now, you two are just one step away. Hannah looked at me, her eyes brightening a little, but then she looked sad again. It's just that the matriarch doesn't like me. It's okay, she'll like you soon enough, just like this Sister Lily. I patted her shoulder, encouraging her. With my encouragement, Hannah finally regained her spirits. At this moment, a complete plan formed in my mind. Kevin, in his pursuit of me, tried everything. That evening, he invited me to a concert. I went, but I slept deeply throughout, even waking him up, which made Kevin feel extremely embarrassed and apologize repeatedly to me. When I woke up, I continued to complain. Such beautiful flowers, why must they suffer like this here? Really? Kevin was surprised. Lily, you're a pianist, don't you like classical music? Now I like listening to cheerful songs on Douyin, I said, opening Douyin and starting to dance to the music like the dancers in the video. Just then, Kevin received a WeChat message. He glanced at it and his expression softened slightly. Ah, he sighed, saying nothing. A little later, they went from talking about Chinese ancient music to Western orchestras. As for me, I couldn't care less about that. Of course, I was busy educating Hannah. The next day, Kevin continued to pursue me, but I simply avoided him. I didn't care what he did. I just looked at him with the haughty attitude of a family elder, which made him extremely uncomfortable. Then Hannah appeared just in time, helping Kevin regain a sense of comfort with a little care from his partner. Kevin started spending more time on his phone, but he was still very kind to me. No way, why is he still treating me so well? I even secretly took his red wine. Lily, I know you've had difficulties before, but everything I have is yours. Take whatever you want, Kevin said, then handed me the red wine. He really said that? I sobbed uncontrollably. It seemed he was losing control because of me. Who are you chatting with all day? I asked. Just work, Kevin replied, a little unnaturally, quickly putting away his phone. Which colleague? I pressed on. The deputy head of the sales department. I don't believe you. I held out my hand, demanding he give me his phone. Let me see. Kevin was surprised. Lily, this isn't a good habit. You can't invade my privacy. Doesn't he love me? Why won't he let me see his phone? He always says he loves me, but won't let me check his phone? Then it's all lies, I said. Kevin frowned and finally handed me his phone. I opened it and scrolled through. Why are there no messages from the head of department? Kevin feigned surprise. I opened the chat interface with Hannah and found it empty. She's your secretary. You can't have never messaged her, but this interface is empty. Clearly, you just deleted everything. Are you hiding something from me? Hiding what? Don't say that. Kevin glared at me. I just fear you might misunderstand. There are rumors in the office about her and me, that's all. I snorted. From now on, you have to show me your phone every day for inspection. You must come straight home after work, no going out after 7 p.m. Every time you spend money, you have to report it to me. Kevin frowned. Lily, that seems a bit too strict, doesn't it? Strict about what? I angrily said. Are you dissatisfied with me? I'm unhappy. When you confessed, you said everything nice, said you wanted to marry me, but now you can't even manage these small things. Do you love me? Of course I do. Then buy me a bag as a gift. Apologize. I extended my hand. When Kevin paid, he felt as if he was being wronged. He felt as though I was shutting him out and acting as if he didn't exist. This feeling reached its peak when he made a phone call. Actually, I was talking to Hannah. My dear, I miss you so much. Why are you so sad? Has something happened? CEO Kevin doesn't care about me, doesn't say anything to me anymore, does he? I know, I lowered my voice. Damn it, he's doing this because I'm controlling him too tightly, but emotions in a relationship, the tighter you control, the easier they explode. Just be a little more patient, don't rush. After reassuring Hannah, I decided to film a romantic video with Kevin. The scene was in the middle of a golden wheat field. I embraced Kevin as if I wanted to claim him. I even sent this video via WeChat to Mrs. Kim, just for her to see. When she received the video, her whole body trembled. I'll give you 5 million to stay away from my son. Wait a minute, why did Hannah get 10 million and I only get 5 million? What does she take me for? We have true love, I said. He said as long as we get married, he'll marry me. Mrs. Kim nearly fainted. You still have a husband. I warn you, treat me with a little respect. I coldly replied. If anyone else finds out your son is having an affair with a third party, he'll lose all his reputation and won't be able to marry anyone in the end. 10 million? Mrs. Kim's face turned ashen. Very good, prepare the money. Also arrange a visa and plane tickets for me. 1 million, don't tell your son about this and don't reveal my whereabouts. Otherwise, he'll definitely come looking for me. You don't want to become a grandmother, do you? With one final, definitive word, Mrs. Kim, despite her outwardly gnashing teeth, finally agreed. After receiving the money, I instructed Hannah, now you can approach Mrs. Kim. I've said enough, don't mention me anymore. Otherwise, she'll think you and I are in cahoots. A while later, Hannah called back, happily announcing, "Sister Lily, thank you so much. The matriarch was very friendly to me today and even mentioned our wedding." Everything was just as I predicted. Once she realized I was the ideal wife, nothing could compare to me. The plan was almost complete. Everything was ready, only one decisive blow remained. Now, all that was needed was for Kevin to initiate the breakup, and everything would be over. That evening, I prepared a sumptuous meal for Kevin. Kevin was overjoyed. "Why are you in such a good mood today?" "I feel like you and I are very compatible. You don't care that I have a husband, and you're obedient, understanding, and rich. I've decided to do you this favor." Kevin's expression stiffened slightly, but then he immediately smiled and said, "If I'm so good, then when will you marry me?" "I have a husband and a daughter. Let's talk about marriage later, shall we? Isn't it good just the way we are right now?" Kevin seemed to have a lot to say, but in the end, he just sighed. "As long as you're by my side, that's enough for me." Could he really be that patient? As we were eating, the lights in the room suddenly went out. My heart leaped. "It's here." "What's wrong? A power outage?" I feigned surprise. Kevin got up to check the electrical wiring. "It's normal. Could someone have tampered with the fuse box from outside?" As soon as he finished speaking, a figure with a flashing knife appeared at the door. It's my father," I shrieked and darted behind Kevin. He ran to the end of the hallway, closing and locking the door without hesitation. "Kevin, quick, get a knife from the kitchen." In the original story, when the old man came, I was imprisoned by Kevin. However, he didn't save me. Instead, he demanded money from Kevin. Kevin gave him money to leave, but not long after, he lost everything gambling and came back to capture me, threatening my life to extort more money from Kevin. But who was Kevin? He wasn't someone easily blackmailed. He was the type who never gave up and would even protect himself at all costs. Kevin immediately dealt with the old man in self-defense. After a while of commotion, it became quiet outside again. I slowly opened the door and saw Kevin sitting on the ground, his face and hands covered in blood. His back was vaguely injured and bruised. Looking at his pain, Kevin stared at me with disappointment. "Why did you run so fast just now? You didn't wait for me." I hesitated. He came for me. If I had been a moment slower, I would have lost my life. "Then what about me?" he asked, his eyes red. "Did you think about me?" "You're young, you can definitely handle it. Look at you, aren't you fine?" Kevin silently looked at me for a long time, then sighed. "Let's break up." Kevin knew that the person trying to kill him was his own father. He was an abandoned, illegitimate child, unstable for a long time. I appeared in his life, saved him, meticulously cared for him, and brought him a sense of security. It was this feeling of security that infatuated him, making him believe I was the only one who loved him and would protect him. But tonight, I abandoned him, leaving him to face the truth that I couldn't save him. That sense of security shattered in his eyes. I was no longer a loving partner to him, but merely a selfish, pathetic, and common person. I cried heartbrokenly, packing my belongings to leave his villa. He looked at me and only sighed, saying, "I presumptuously interfered with your marriage. Here are 10 million yuan, consider it thanks and compensation. From now on, we go our separate ways." Those words were like a heavy blow to my heart, but I still wiped away my tears and left the luxurious villa. That night, I took Mrs. Kim's plane ticket and flew to Los Angeles. As I was relaxing on the beach, enjoying the sunlight in my bikini, I casually saw news about Kevin and Hannah. The news reported that Kevin had resolved a family matter involving a mentally unstable old man who had been harassing him. Although Kevin was investigated, his actions were deemed self-defense, and he was released as innocent. Immediately after, he proposed to his girlfriend. Kevin's girlfriend had worked by his side for many years as his secretary. Although she was an ordinary person, Mrs. Kim was very pleased with her, always praising her as the best woman in the world. I gave them a large red envelope, wishing Kevin and Hannah a lifetime together, growing old with each other. Hannah didn't accept it. Instead, she gave me an even larger envelope. "Thank you, Sister Lily. You truly are our matchmaker," I advised her. "Little Kevin is a bit insecure. If you're more proactive, he'll be even more resolute by your side." "I know," Hannah replied, smiling. Kevin no longer had any reason to confront me. I had hurt him deeply, perhaps so much that he would never dare to mention me again in his life. Our romantic relationship was now just a nightmare, a dark chapter he wanted to forget. I believed he would never bring me up in front of anyone. Some young men passed by, looking at me in my seductive bikini and long chestnut hair. Their eyes couldn't leave me. I put on my sunglasses and subtly glanced at them. Finally, I had escaped the schemes of my old life, no longer bound by the past. I was now an independent, free, and wealthy woman, living the life I chose.